Phantasm. Boy. It's out of control. Oh, it's Christmas time in the city. City sidewalks, dressed in soul-wrenching style. In the air there's a feeling of warning. Look at all this wonderful stuff, man. It's Christmas. It's my Christmas. It's our Christmas. It's the best Christmas I've ever had. It's 17 December 2022. And we did it just in time because we've been fucking eating all day. Look at me. I'm fucking huge. We've been eating all day. What's that, Clark? Shitter's full. Look at that. Told you my old Zippo got run over in a parking lot and I fixed it, but it never was quite the same. Victoria got me a new Zippo for Christmas. And a shirt. This is the great thing. There's some woman at a place I go. She saw me drinking a Pabst once and she won't let it go. And she caught me a couple of weeks ago and said, "Hey, look, I found a Pabst Blue Ribbon sweater and I bought it." And I thought, she's gonna give me a Pabst Blue Ribbon sweater. I kept waiting for her to tell me she was gonna give it to me because she asked me if I was gonna be at a Christmas party. And I was like, yeah. And in the end, she said, "I don't care what they say. I'm wearing my Pabst sweater to work that day at this place where the party is." And I said, fuck. I thought she was giving me a sweater. And I said, well, I've got a Pabst Blue Ribbon t-shirt too. One that Pure Legend gave me and one that I bought at a garage sale for $1. I'll wear one of those in anyway, because I don't care. What do I care? And boy, it would have been nice to have had a sweater. And today, for Christmas, on 17 December, the day before Hanukkah begins at sundown. See, that's why I said it's a good thing we did it today, because we wouldn't be able to eat like we have been all day long. They got to start fasting at fucking sundown tomorrow. I've eaten enough for a fucking week, and I got a Pabst Blue Ribbon sweater for Christmas, and a Pabst Blue Ribbon lighter for Christmas. And a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Always turn the label out in case you're making a commercial. For Christmas. And the gifts just kept coming. I got a new pair of pants. And I got a new pair of winter boots. And, geez. I got one of these for every fucking family that was here today. 2 stay here because there's got to be one for the kid, but one goes with everybody. And here, you've got Victoria's dad looking and saying, what is this? And we turned them on, and we got the kids saying, well, you have to, he knew all about them already. It came up on one of these commercials as I'm watching the YouTube stuff, and I was like, I rarely get drawn into the commercials, but this flying orb ball looked so fucking cool, man. The guy was going, woo, 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 and I'm like, I gotta have one of those. And I said, well, I'll give one to somebody. And then it turned into everybody gets a flying orb ball. And when they came, I said, well, open them up. And I pulled out one of the chargers and hooked it up. And charged each and every one, and then put the charger back into the rubber band to where it looked perfect, and wrapped them up, and everybody gets one. And when we open them up, I was thinking, this is not a good idea. We have valuable stuff around the house to us, important things, you know. Do you really want these things flying all over the fucking place like a soccer ball? It's like Phantasm, and you're that for boy, you know, they come in, they go, and they drill shit out of your head. These things are flying all over, but they're light, they're sensible, and they happen to miss everything that was valuable. And Victoria's dad, he just can't get over it. He's like, he thought it was going to be the dumbest thing in the world, but they're shiny things. They really take your attention away from everything that fucking bugs the shit out of you, because they're dangerous. They're flying all over the place. And there's evidently a book that if you read it, it came with it. It'll make you good at it. But I think mine is off kilter to begin with. It flies sideways. Mine, not mine. It's ours. It's the household. I keep calling it mine. Really, that's why I gave the kid one too, so you can take it wherever the hell you want. But this one stays here because I want one. There's one for the house that I call mine. The cigarette really wasn't out. It just seemed like it. So exciting. You gotta lift these up if you're gonna hear anything at all. I think we're gonna stick with all that is for Christmas. There's another thing. We got the kid a drum kit, an electronic drum kit that came in all kinds of pieces. And Victoria's dad doesn't like reading manuals, and I'm big into them. I really do believe somebody designed this fucker. They might be able to help me put it together. But we put together this drum kit, and he was just like, what in the hell? He had no... But then when he heard how it worked, had the headphones on, we did have to use the manual. We worked well as a team. I sit there and quietly look at the manual while he wants to figure it out. Sometimes, you know, it's not a 48 Ford. Nothing's so simple anymore. Even putting up a blind in the house, you could end up breaking the fucker if you don't read the manual, because nothing is as obvious as it used to be. Don't they love to keep us confused? And he looked at the drum kit. 2 things. He looked and said, what the hell? And he's not like, what the hell? He's like, what the hell? He came around to both of them. He's like, that is pretty neat. I thought it was, and it's for the kid, the drum kit, but and Victoria's already been on it. And she seems to have some natural talent. Best Christmas ever. I gotta tell you. Although my mother was the Queen of Johannesburg, up there in the Berg, out there. She didn't really experience any exciting Christmases, is my guess. But she tried. With us, she tried as kids. She just didn't know how to do it. And with my dad working against her, always talking about how all he got was an orange. That's what you got for Christmas. And being mad that anybody else got anything because he didn't get it when he was a kid. Everything had to stay the same for my dad, but by the end, he was starting to move things around. He's open to change, but it has to be his idea. And if you can make him think it's his idea, you can make a better man out of somebody. Of course, one of my brothers didn't like the better man that I made him into, but he doesn't think much of me either, very much either anymore. And for my whole existence, before I ever heard any comedian say it, my dad would say if we didn't wake up with a hard on, that was one of his only dirty jokes, we didn't have anything to play with in the morning. And so Christmas for me has always been unusual. That it's not the holiday that everybody just loves and looks forward to. I always feel outside when I'm with people that just love Christmas and know how to do it. I've always felt, but this year for some reason, which I can understand, it's the best Christmas I've ever had. I felt totally comfortable and loving, fun. I wasn't nervous opening presents. I got a Stretch Armstrong, which when I was a kid I wanted one, but they were all gone, like Turbo Man and the Jingle All the Way. Everybody just got the scooter or whatever his sidekick was, and they hated him. I got the Stretch Monster, and looking back, that was much cooler than Stretch Armstrong. But because there were no Stretch Armstrongs and I wanted one real bad, I did get a Stretch Monster. And this year, her knowing that story, what a great surprise. I opened my eyes as I was opening the gift, and there was a Stretch Armstrong. It only took me 40 years, but I got the Stretch Armstrong. You could beat somebody to death with one of those. They're pretty fucking hard.